Oh, we're starting. That's right there. Good afternoon. Welcome to George Daniel Field. Freshman football action. The visiting Maple Heights Mustangs in maroon and the Lorain High Titans in white. There are no kickoffs in high school football, so this is play one. And number 10, David Whitaker, the quarterback, hands straight ahead. Making something out of nothing before being gang tackled there. That looks like number 7, Terreno Allen Jr. Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer, Club TV 20. Joe Bach, Terry Trout behind the scenes. Here for, and Tom, it's football weather today.
I tell you what, after those 80-degree days, this is really fall coming. So I agree with you, very much so.
Whitaker had to go down to the shoe tops to pick that one up. And again, the give was to Allen up the middle. Timing of the play disrupted there. We'll try to get you some names and numbers. On the far side, Caden Rosario, number 21, Anthony Frazier, number 16, our wide receivers. To the near side, 89, Julian Turner is a wide receiver. Not sure who we have there on the flank, number 19. The announcer's worst enemy is on the flank. Motion now. Whitaker lofts one. It's going to be.
Should have been intercepted, but try to catch it with his chest and not his hands. So.
Trying to get it to Julian Turner, who was well covered, and it'll be 4th down and 5 for the Titans. Now we will punt. This is. As we talk about the different rules, the middle school, there's not even a punt. You just count off 35 yards and turn it over. So the Titans have 4th and 5 at the 40. The punter, Amare Ammons, counts to 11 to make sure his guys are out there.
That's what we used to call the Purdue punt with 3 defenders back there. You don't get as good coverage downfield, but you get better coverage blocking.
Bryce Lowe looks to be the long snapper. Punt is away. Punt is sideways. Picked up by one of the up blockers, number 9, Devin Morgan. And
I don't know if that was partially blocked or not.
I think it was off the inside of the foot, spinning sideways rather than end over end.
One of the things that hurried him a little bit, that snap was to him, but it was a long thing. It wasn't a hard bullet snap.
And that's part that's part of why you don't do it in the middle school, and it's part of the process you have to learn, because at the varsity level,
you have to do it.
Lorain High had trouble in one of their varsity games this year with floating punt snaps. And had a couple blocked, and they've corrected that. But it's all a progression. So Maple Heights takes over here on the 33, 1st and 10. Full house backfield. Number 2, Kendall Matthews, appears to be the quarterback. I see Andrew Thomas, 23. It goes up on a flank now. And it's student body left. The quarterback keeper.
Almost driven out of bounds.
Got about
first,
Looks like he's got 7, maybe 8. Well, they're marking him at the 26. So we'll give him, let's see. We'll give him 8. 2nd down and 3. Titans on defense over there. Dylan McCoot and 29 Jael Diaz are the wide guys on that side of the field. On the corner out here, all by himself, looks like 21, Caden Rosario. Again, the fully loaded gun for Maple Heights. 6:45 to go first quarter.
And they're in the tight end. This is a little different formation. Team with a tight end. I think that was I
think it was a missed handoff, but making something out of nothing. And going to be a 1st and goal was Kendall Matthews, the quarterback, and he, by rights, could have been brought down for a loss of about 6 or 8. and he emerged there, but he's staying down, and his ankle looked like it slipped on the turf. Okay, now that's a good sign.
That he's
that he moved
around.
Both of his legs up the way he did. Now, let's hope it's a cramp, because sometimes when the leg slips like that.
Yeah. Well, I thought that he was going to be at least a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a preview, Tom. Tomorrow night, the varsity goes to Maple Heights.
Okay.
And, of course, there are no secrets anymore with the internet and online scouting and things like that. You see every play that the teams run all year via Huddle. We used to
hide everything.
Going back in the day, I can remember going scouting in the Buckeye Conference for Vic Fariga and carrying cans of film. And then it became VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And then I can remember as we started to do this in Channel 20, coaches wouldn't want it to be live or wouldn't want it to be on YouTube as quick as it was.
They want at least a couple weeks before you start showing things.
We were self-scouting for everyone that wanted that. And now with, the way things work is everybody is members of a website called Huddle. And it's all digital film exchange, so that I'm sure that the coaches from Lorain High have seen every play that Maple Heights has run this year.
And vice versa.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Terrence Whitsett in at quarterback now. He's going to run the student body left. He gets to the corner, tossed out of bounds they're going to keep him in bounds at about the 5. Make it the 6.
Now, as you mentioned, everyone knows it. That's the same play that the Bedford team ran against the varsity. They had that quarterback would sweep with the lead blockers. I think that's exactly the same Bedford play.
And the reason that that's so effective is that's the guy that gives you an extra blocker because the quarterback normally hands the ball off and stands back there and watches. And it's good to see that Matthews is back in the game, not severely hurt. Now, the wide side is to the right, but the strong side of the formation is still to the left. Except that they've got a double wing over here. It looks like they had 12. Yeah, there's the illegal substitution. So that is going to move them back 5. And I think what happened was when they started counting, we had just way too many because it looked like everybody was to the wide side. And then I looked over here, they have a tight end and a wing.
See, it looks like Lorain is stronger to this side, but weaker to the other side. That's what happens there.
Snap back, give for the first time, straight ahead. 23, Andrew Thomas. Brought down at about the 3. Going to bring up 3rd and goal. Now, that was a gain of about almost 7 with where they were. They're going to put it at the 4.
Yeah, he was usually the one jumped out as a blocking on the wing. So,
right.
He looked like he might end up being a fine runner also. To complement number 11, Stewart.
Right now, they're getting off the ball as a unit, the Maple Heights offensive line. So Matthews, once again, with that fully loaded gun. Now they break the pistol. They're going to run to the right for the first time. Matthews bows it back to get the corner. He's hit. Nicely done at the 5.
21-7.
Rosario. Torreno Allen.
Yep.
And our friend number 19, who we apologize for. We don't have a number on him or a name on him.
Yeah, it looks like they take one of the backs out of the backfield into that loaded gun and move them over to the wing. And so every time so far they've gone that way.
Right. And they don't make any bones about the fact that he's there as a blocker because they face him out. They don't face him downfield.
Yeah. But you'll see later in this game, he'll probably be the reverse man on that.
Right. So 3:45 to go. Lorain High got the opening possession, ran 3 plays. A short punt was handled by Maple Heights. They took over at the 33, and they've had the ball since, and they're going to take time out here on 4th down and 6.
Yeah, this is going to crucial down because you don't want to give them the score, but you got the long field.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And one of the things that it's very difficult to do in, the lower level you are in football is turn the field over without a big play.
Yes.
Because the kickers just don't kick it as far, for one thing. And that in and of itself.
And it's very hard at this level to make a sustained 15-play drive to get yourself 95 yards.
I wish I had written down all the play. I bet Maple Heights has probably run almost 10 plays on this drive. It started at the 33. Because we've had gains, we've had penalties, we've had losses. It looked early like they had found something with the quarterback keep. Now the wide side is back to the left. They have 2 wide receivers out.
And I don't see
wide
anybody
on the
covering
left.
there. He's jumping out to cover him, but that leaves
now there's nobody over the tackle.
Right.
And he's going to throw it. Picked.
That got him right there where the line of scrimmage. So
well done.
Who was the interception by?
19, our friend.
Yeah.
Or is
I didn't see it. We see the replay here.
That was good ball skills there. Got the hand up.
I don't know.
I'm trying to find somebody down on the sideline to contact. So the Titans will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 5. A series of unfortunate events is what has played the whole game back here. Second possession for Lorain. Whitaker, the quarterback. Is that Paris Chapman, number 2, now the steps back behind him?
Yeah, he made a busting, but I think he slipped on the 5-yard line right there at the line of scrimmage.
He did. It looked like the turf monster. And we've had some damp weather, and like grass, because
it gets slippery.
And you don't wear the same shoes that on grass you'd have spikes that dug in. That's not the case here. You're talking about a rubber molded cleat or just a specific turf shoe. Short snap. He's going to keep it again. He's going to lose what he gained.
Yeah. I mentioned this when we watched some 8th graders and 7th graders. The snap at that thing is one of the most crucial part of this offense. If you don't get the perfect snap every single time, you got it.
Yeah.
That problems.
That one bounced on one hop, and it's not not that easy. That's a better snap. Whitaker wants to throw, rolls out now in his end zone.
I think he made it out on forward progress.
There's a flag. There's a beanbag. I think it's a safety. I think when all is said and done, that beanbag is going to say that they didn't get it out. Okay, now I'm wrong there.
They're going to call face mask. I see Maple's moving back a few yards.
Well, there were only a certain amount of things you can grab on with that many guys. So no, okay. I'm not sure what that was. Now there's a timeout. That's the timeout Lorain. Yeah. And we'll talk it over. 2:13 to go, first quarter. And Tom, the problem here is that the entire quarter has been played inside the Lorain 40-yard line.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they started at the 35, lost a few yards, not had the long punt, and Maple had a couple of successful plays already.
They were inside the 10 quick and easy. And Lorain's defense stiffened and held. They were aided by a too many men penalty and an interception in the end zone. And if there's hindsight, interception in the end zone, fall down.
Yeah, Drake. Yeah,
and get yourself out to the 20.
Yeah. But that, you can't.
Players make plays.
Yeah.
And that's, that's something you talk about after the fact. You don't want them thinking during.
No, it's a educational kind of moment.
Right. So it's 4th, and that ball is not more than a foot away from the goal line. The Titans will attempt to punt from a short punt formation. Or will they? What is going on now?
I think I'm missing a 74.
We're missing a lineman.
That's Demetrius Nixon.
It's one of the personal protectors. So we've only got about an 8-yard drop for the punter. Good snap, whistle. I don't think Lorain was ever set. Now, this may be the shortest penalty in the history of football, Tom. Because
the nose was touching the line at one time, wasn't it?
I think they may have to turn it sideways in order to penalize us. And that looked like he wanted to run, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought he was going to try to fake it.
Well, that one's a loop-de-loop, and he gets the kick away. It's really a short kick. Bounces at the 5, down at the 5. So a 4-yard punt is not going to make things any easier for Lorain. And as we said, the combination of youth and
this is probably the very first time this season he ever had to punt in his life, because he came from an 8th grade that they just don't do those kind of things.
And the same thing for the snapper.
Yeah.
This is a new experience, but the reality is it's 1st and goal at the 5 for Maple Heights.
Same backfield.
Matthews got him out. Kevion Stewart, number 11 to the left, 23 Andrew Thomas to the right. Thomas has the ball. He's hitting the backfield. Going to lose a couple there. That was good penetration inside by the Titans.
Yeah, I think a middle linebacker might have either was on a blitz or read real nice for a 3-yard loss.
That's when you're starting as deep as you are, that's a big, big play for the defense. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 8. Under a minute and a half to play in this first quarter that has been spent. We're going to get a stiff neck looking to our right here, Tom.
Well, they don't have enough people on the left side of that formation.
They sure didn't. They didn't have an end over there. They only had 2 men. And
they have enough people on the field. It's just the placement of those people.
Right. And I don't know what the rules are regarding eligible numbers and things like that, but that was definitely the tackle on the left side of the end, as you pointed it out. Ball comes back on the incompletion. It'll be 3rd and 8. Clock stopped with 1:13 to go. Now that Maple is in a more balanced situation, Whitsett is out here.
They have trips right.
He wants to go to the fade, launches it. It's in the sand pit, out of play. Right idea. That should put your bigger receiver out here.
Away from the trips.
Give him the room to work.
You're going to get single coverage. You know that. Well, but
that's 4th down.
This was the same.
If the Titans hold here, they're ahead 0-0.
Wasn't this a situation the same as last time? 4th and goal from about the 8-yard line.
Yes, it was. I believe they were at the 6th the first time. They are at the 8th. 8 right now. Matthews calls it out, takes it, going to keep it. Got a big hole. Cuts it back. Falls forward, and I think he spun in for the touchdown. I see the arms up in the air. So once again, could have been a loss.
Yeah. And I thought it was because if they forced him to go into the middle, which you try to do with your contained people.
But he was grabbed definitely at the 3, spun out of a couple tackles there. We've got an injured Titan down on the field. Number 93, Braden Buchanan Banks is down. So 6-0 is the score. Maple will have the extra point to come.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, it seems really hard to believe that we're still in September and halfway through the high school football season. But this is week 6.
That's right. Yeah.
And part of that is the expanded playoffs.
And they started so early
so they can get them in before Christmas.
Yeah.
It used to be that you had 2 rounds of the playoffs and it ended Thanksgiving. Now, you've got 5 rounds of playoffs.
And it ends in a snowstorm.
Yes.
A lot of times.
And with the weather change here on the first day of the fall, I see the varsity Titans walking into the locker room from there, walk through the day before a game. And what I've been told, a little special event here for the varsity Titans tonight after practice is they're going to get dressed and all set up and come back out on the field and sit down and watch the Browns and the Steelers on the big screen at George Daniel.
And I assume somebody's going to provide some dinner for them,
I think that they've ordered some pizzas, and Coach Creel's going to keep them together a little bit and see what's what. Well, Buchanan Banks is up and walking off under his own power. So the extra point will be spotted at the 3. Now, let's see, are they going to keep it in the middle? I was going to say they love strong side, weak side, so I'm kind of stunned by this.
They might not know, at this level, that they can request the ball being placed at one of
Matthews
the hatches.
is in at quarterback. He's got a single receiver 30 yards to the left. I got to believe if they're going to throw it, that's where it's going to be. I think they only had 10, but they're not going to throw. Ball came loose.
Made it in, though, number 11.
It was fumbled into the end zone where it was recovered, but they've spotted him down short. So the extra point try by Kevon Stewart, no good. But Maple Heights jumps on top with 1:01 to go in the first quarter. 6-0. Titans will get the best field position they've had.
Yeah.
Back to the 35. Barring a big play, that's how that whole sequence had to end at some point.
Exactly, because if you can't punt it out of the hole.
You can't punt it out.
Yeah.
And
if number 19, who we don't know yet, had his way, he would have intercepted and ran it out of there.
Frazier will go out wide to the right as the single receiver. Now on the wing, he is joined 2 receivers to the near side. Whitaker takes, hands off to Allen. Allen makes a cut, switches hands with the ball, gets across the 40.
I like the fact that he switched the ball into the other hand.
Yes, I do too.
You always try to get backs to do that.
Torreno Allen Jr. And Tom, I've been in Lorain a long time, and I believe that at some point in my career, I had Torreno Allen Sr. in class. I couldn't tell you where it was.
Yeah. Because of that name Torreno, you don't see that very often.
Whitaker again calls it straight ahead give this time, out across the 45 for the initial first down for Lorain. Mr. Allen.
Rosario was all the way downfield trying to set up a block on the 3rd level. That might come in handy if he can break it past the linebackers.
That was good push by the offensive line.
We have to name some of them here coming up.
Straight ahead again, Allen. That's not Allen. That is Jael Diaz, 29, across the 50 for another first down.
See, this is when you get some space that you can do some things like this where they're not crowded up 8 and 9 in the box.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, they do have a 5-man line.
Lamar Miller, 96, is the center. Snap back will do it again. This is Diaz again. Inside the 40, 20 seconds, clock ticking.
I see Justin Sturgill down on the sideline signaling in plays back to his old quarterbacking days.
Yep. Second down, about 6th. Another give, sweep to the left, cutting it up. Nice cut. First down and more inside the 30. That'll stop the clock because it's the last play of the first quarter. Titans will leave the field trailing 6-0, but with the momentum on their side. And we'll be back with more after this timeout.
Yeah, they may not.
First and 10 for the Titans to start the second quarter. Caught in the backfield, Paris Chapman for a loss. Maybe he got back to the line. Tom, I think we got it. Lamar Miller, 96, the center. Right guard, Amari Malone. Right tackle, Ramel Martin, 98. Left guard, Aaron Barney, 75. Bryce Lowe, the left tackle, 77 for Lorain. Second down in a long 10. Inside the 30. Motion now. Back to throw for the first time. Whitaker tried to get it out to the motion man. 21, Caden Rosario. I think they were trying to set up a screen.
Well, maybe that is why Maple had so many people on such a.
It was an all skate, though.
Oh my God, yeah.
So third and a long 10. David Whitaker, the quarterback, number 10. Next to him, number 2, Paris Chapman. Let's see what they dial up here. Snap back, straight back, wanting to throw, lofting it downfield into a crowd. Knocked away, almost intercepted. Titans had 2 men down there, including Caden Rosario.
Maple had 2 defenders
Maple had a couple defenders. That's Coach John McDermott Jr. signaling plays in. Justin Sturgill out there on the sidelines. John McDermott Sr. as well down there in the gray hoodie. Full house tee. Now there's a flag, and it's going to it's
too much time, I think.
A timeout, Lorain. I think they got the timeout to save the too much time. So it's fourth down in a long 10. They have to get between the 18 and 19 for a first down.
Well, we asked if they could flip the field, and I think that's what they did. Even if they don't make this first down, it still puts, Maple behind the sticks there
Right.
You know, back in on the 20 somewhere. It's questionable their idea of going to the last 3 passes after they had such great success running the ball up the middle.
You know, the loss on first down put them behind the sticks and took them away from the running game.
But they were picking up big chunks of yards with their running game.
But it's Thursday afternoon, and we've got to learn to do those things so that when we play on Friday night, we can execute. Good numbers out on the sideline for the Titans. I see 11 in the huddle and 3, 6, 8. $18 or $19 on the sideline, so right around 30 for the freshman Titans. 30 classes of 30 are good for
Very
Lorain
nice,
High. Obviously missing a year of football. These kids played last year as 8th graders. Snap back, there's the sweep, and that's not going to go anywhere. Torreno Allen got ragdolled there.
We don't know where number 33 came from.
Quentin Rose just shot through a gap, and loss of about 5, and Maple Heights will take it over right at the 35-yard line.
But we got him out of, being on the 5-yard line.
Right.
So.
They're for the first time, Maple Heights will take over on their side of the field. In fact, for the first time, Maple Heights will take over outside the 20.
That's not a funny thing, but
So 6-0 the Mustangs as they go for their first possession of the second quarter with Kendall Matthews, number 2, the quarterback. Got him set, takes the snap. Oh, there was a busted play as he was looking for a back that wasn't there. And this young man, his most dangerous thing is
they called him down,
keeping the ball, and he's going to pick up 15.
Yeah, there was a fumble, but I think the official marked him down.
Right. Ground can't cause that at any level of the game. Once you're anything but your hand or your foot is on the ground, the ball is dead.
Yeah.
And once again, Matthews makes something out of nothing. Now, tomorrow night, if you go to Maple Heights to watch the Titans and the Mustangs, there's the little jet sweep to Shepard. Shepard's got a corner. He's got another first down inside the 40. If you go to Maple Heights tomorrow to watch the varsity game, on the sidelines there'll be a youngish coach with a headset on by the name of Shaq Washington, who was this kind of quarterback at Maple Heights when he led him to a state title and played 4 years at the University of Cincinnati and has come back to coach his alma mater and does a great job with that program. They've been very successful under his leadership.
We scouted him a couple times when Lorain had to play Maple, and he could do anything.
Yep, straight ahead. Yeah. I can remember going there, Tom, for the game his senior year, I believe, and it seemed like they were putting the final bolts in the stands the night that we walked in, that they had done a major project. And if you've been to the Maple Heights Stadium, it is small college worthy. With the upgrades that they have done, and it was all done, during the season and, finished during the season. And I can remember that, thinking about what a beautiful place it was, and the concession stand at that point was on a card table. Second down and 8, 6:30 to go. Straight back is Matthews. Matthews wants to air it out. He's got a man deep into the end zone. Incomplete.
Who's covered by 21, number Rosario?
Rosario was back there with him.
Here's a replay. Hit Rosario in the back.
It did. It hit him on the shoulder. He never turned around, and you saw the receiver complain a little bit there. About, he didn't make a play on the ball. Now there's a penalty.
Maybe he complained too much.
That could very well be, because this is the major variety that's going to take it back to the other side of the 50 at the 49.
I didn't see a call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, and I'm hearing noises here in the press box that said I think it was the wide receiver. So that'll cost you 15, take you back to the 49 and make it 3rd and 23.
I see 10 over there in the slot, number 10.
Student
Floyd.
body, right. This is the play that's stumped the Titans all night. He's got the corner again, and if you don't tackle him, he keeps going. And again, you thought they had him hemmed in.
I thought they had him at the 45, and he made up another probably 6-7 yards.
They had him contained, but nobody tackled him, and he's not going to stop. So it takes it from 4th and 23. The gain was 12, or 3rd and 23, 4th and 11, a little bit more manageable. As in, one more of those plays, and they've got a first down.
Here's where the coach always yells, make the sideline your friend, because you don't have to tack him. You just have to.
But you have to make him go. You have to touch him and make him go out of bounds. 6:14, the clock stopped in the half. So, official on the near side trying to get everybody out of the blue area in front of the Titan bench for his own safety.
They do not have a contained man on the right-hand side, but here comes a blitz.
Airing it out long, got a receiver out there. Ball went up, making a play on the ball. Dwayne Clark, 25, knocking it away, and the Titans will take over. That was intended for Whitsett.
He may be still down.
Well, that's number 1, Shepard.
I think different, okay.
He was behind the play a little bit, and he is down. We're going to stop there. The Titans will take over at their own 38. Good job by the defense there after the initial couple of plays. Aided there also by a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Which forced him to throw the long pass.
Right. Which came on the result of the first long pass.
Now, I'd like to see him keep that ground game going to see what they can do with decent field position.
Correct.
Yeah, because it was when they got Diaz running the ball, they had success, and you have to give credit. Just as you announced that line, they did a nice job there.
Right.
Until they had to put the ball up in the air.
Let's see. Number 19 is Avery Martin, Tom.
Avery Martin.
I'd swear I saw that name was 32 on the roster, so we will apologize to that young man and his fan club.
He plays offense and defense.
Yes,
so,
he does.
Yeah, maybe one of their players. Let's see. Diaz is in at the running back.
Okay, we're set to go. That young man walked off on his own power, which is a good thing. Fully loaded pistol here for Whitaker. Straight ahead, Whitaker keeps it out across the 45, out near a first down to about the 49, depending on the spot.
I think they're giving a forward progress.
Nice spot for the Titans. Gain of 11, moves the sticks.
Yeah.
Diaz and Chapman both in that backfield on either side of Whitaker. Snap back. Allen. Another nice gain out near. Going to give him about 8.
So it looks like Allen is their outside man, and Diaz is between tackles. It's nice to have that 1-2 punch.
Yes. So it's going to be 2nd and 2. And, Tom, this is what you talked about. You want to see it on the ground. There's 2 plays, 19 yards for the Titans. Play signaled in from the sideline.
And Maple brings their linebackers up.
That's the quarterback again.
Close.
Straight
close,
ahead.
Close.
Going to be about no gain where the spot is.
Yeah. Running that little read.
I think what it's intended to be is a zone read, but I don't know if they're making the call on the sideline or if they're trying to make the read on the field.
Yeah. Sometimes at this level you call.
Right.
You call the play, but you tell them what to do.
Well, you put the triple option in,
Yeah.
but you tell them pitch or give.
Yeah.
Twins to the near side with a wingback straight ahead give. First down and much more
I think
for J.L. Diaz. He ran up the back of one of his blockers, I think, is still down.
But a nice play.
Yep, that'll take him inside the 35. Tracy Menges, suddenly the busiest lady in Central Ohio here,
Wow.
or Central Lorain, as she goes out. We're going to step away and take a timeout, and we'll be back after this message. We're back. The young man, 16, Anthony Frazier, off under his own power. And 1st and 10 for Lorain, and the sun comes out. For the first time, I see some shadows on the field, Tom.
Yes. And nice blue sky on those spots. Uh-oh.
Bad snap. Whitaker did well by being able to corral it. But there was also a jailbreak there,
yes.
And he's going to lose about 6. Well, let's make it 5 as.
Now that puts them way, way behind the stick, so now they think they have to go to the air.
Well, let's hope that,
yeah,
they can consider the run here because, number one, we know they've got 4 tries, and number 2, they've been successful with the wide run. Whitaker has Paris Chapman to his right. Double receivers both ways. Snap floats back. He floats it out to Chapman. And there on the spot, Jamari Taylor Tatum from Maple Heights. And I'm glad he wasn't looking.
Yeah, he was more worried about making the tackle than he was about intercepting the ball.
So 3rd and 15 for Lorain.
I see this wide receiver over here might be open for this post. There's that 84.
Now, you still got
Marion,
2 plays to get 15 here. It's not necessarily I've got to throw it. Receivers all over the place for the Titans. Motion now, straight back. Looking, Whitaker airs it out. Got a man down there with a couple of Mustangs. Intercepted at the 5. That's our friend Kendall Matthews.
Yes.
That's the last thing we want to do is give him open field. The quarterback, also the safety.
But that was a nice tackle by Martin.
It sure was. Somebody doubled back there.
Yeah.
We'll see it here.
Was Martin
into traffic.
Was Martin the intended receiver?
No.
Yeah. Oh, there might be a little illegal block there.
You know what? It was Martin that came back.
Mm-hmm.
Initial contact was Amari Malone, 99. Now we have a timeout on the field. 3:52 till half. Maple Heights has it. 1st and 10 at their 17. And if you weren't going to make the first down, that's
Better than a punt.
Better than a punt, the way things have been going for the special teams.
We don't know Maple's record, but Lorain is 3-1.
Right.
I think they had success against both Sandusky and Elyria.
Right.
Which would put them like the Buckeye Conference champs.
Yeah, at least the Erie Shore.
I think they had success against maybe Bedford. But,
I think Bedford as well, right.
But
Cleveland Heights did not go well from
No.
So.
But our 8th graders, from what I heard, did a nice job against Cleveland Heights last night.
Yes. I didn't know what the final was. The last score I saw was 22-0. Lorain was on top of the combined group for Cleveland Heights. For those of you that don't know what that means, Lorain has followed the lead of a couple of the other larger schools in Elyria and Cleveland Heights, and that they have taken their middle schools and combined them into one team.
Yes.
They have an 8th grade team and they have a 7th grade team. Now, the logistics of that are that kids are bused so that they can all practice together and things like that. But lots of success at the 8th grade level thus far. Single setback. There's a bubble screen. That's Gay, Nakari Gay. He's knocked out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain.
The nice thing about that bubble screen, if you're on the purple side, is they had a wide receiver out there that did some nice little blocking.
So, gain of 6. And you can see the kind of offense that Maple Heights wants to run. They've got athletes up and down their program. They want to get them out in space. And that's the kind of offense that Shaq Washington's had success with. Snap back. He's going to have to keep it as the timing was off, and that's bad for Lorain. Matthews is on a roll out near the 40 for a first down.
Chapman made a nice open field tackle there after
a
long gain.
And then helped Matthews up. But the gain is out to the 39, 1st and 10 for Maple Heights. And again, that was a broken play. The snap was a little low. The timing was off. He looked for a handoff, and there wasn't anybody there. 3:32 to go. Snap back.
Fumble?
No. Yep. Lots of picked up. Titans. Torino Allen Jr., if you're going to have somebody pick it up, it might as well be your running back.
I was going to say the same thing.
Down to the 26. Now there's pointing and laundry on the field, but the laundry.
I think those were bean bags. They were just spotting where the fumble was recovered.
Okay, Tom, now I'm going to throw this out to you and see if you can come up with the fault in the plan. Hey, I think it's a good idea if our officials throw a beanbag out whenever there's a loose ball or a change of possession. And then somebody said, that's a great idea. Let's make them the same color as the penalty flags so no one will know what's going on. We have the whole color wheel to pick from, and we made them exactly the same color.
No.
It does make them easier to find. I guess green wouldn't have worked.
Well.
Titans straight ahead to Allen. Allen gets inside the 25 and not much more for about a 2-yard gain. Now, the one thing you hope the Titans do is stick with the running game.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
I mean, they haven't had any success in the passing game. That doesn't mean you abandon it because you have to work on it. But you're trailing 6-0. You've got a great opportunity to get in before the half.
They do want to throw, and like Rosario is wide open. But see how they
that bad snap picked up by Allen. Hey, broken plays, we can do it too. He goes inside the 15.
That takes you down to the first down. But I think it looked like Rosario was wide open on this slot over here, but the safety is playing cat and mouse with him. He's sneaking up, sneaking up, thinking that, fool you into throwing it to him.
1st and 10 at the 15. I used to teach the bounce pass, Tom, in my sport, and that's what it looked like. Outside sweep, getting the corner. Diaz down inside the 10 to about the 7. They'll keep the clock moving with 2:18 to go. Titans definitely in the red zone now. Whistle, timeout. You can't take them home with you.
Was that Maple that called this timeout?
Well, they sure appears to be, as they have.
Yeah.
I think both teams had one, and they're down to 0.
They're trying to shore up that defense a little bit.
Yeah.
This is Lorain's, the drive that we were looking for.
Yes,
a long time ago.
Yes, it was. And it started with a fumble. They had great field position inside the 30. And now, as Maple was able to do in the first quarter, take advantage of that great field position to go on top, Lorain looking to tie it up. 2nd and 2 from the 8. They've got to get just inside the 6 for a first down. Of course, 8 yards and a touchdown would be much better for the Titans.
Looks like they're deciding on Whitaker and Diaz in the backfield. Combination has been working.
Okay, that is 29 Diaz to the left of Whitaker.
Well,
one-handed the snap, and it's going to result in a loss.
That's what stopped him a few drives ago.
And it's been spotty on this. The center is the most important man on the line in every offense.
And he touches the ball every single play.
Right, and in the gun, you've got to have a good snap to start it. And Whitaker's done a good job, but loss of a couple there. Now it's 3rd down and 7. Snap back wanting to throw, rolling, got a man, got a completion, got a block, and walking into the end zone. Toreno Allen to the house.
Was that blocked by Rosario?
That was beautiful.
Whoever, I didn't catch a number. Maybe on a replay if we got one here.
Are you kidding? Replays? We got replays. Here it is. Nice job by Whitaker moving the pocket. Allen catches the ball, and there was a wide receiver block. That was 21, Caden Rosario. Whistle.
And a flag, I think, on Lorain, maybe motion.
I do, too. It's traveling. Of course, we weren't set when the snap made, so that makes it a little tougher. Back to the 8 as the Titans try to take the lead for the first time tonight. We're knotted at 6. Now, this is just where we scored from, so maybe we have another 8-yard play. Actually, we were a little farther back at the 12. Whitaker has Diaz next to him on his left. 2 receivers to each side.
I still think they can get a post pattern to that Aaron out there.
Straight ahead keeper, Whitaker.
I think he's in.
To the house.
I think he's in.
He fumbled after he hit the turf. So, in other words, he didn't really fumble.
Yeah.
Made it a little bit more difficult, taking it back to the 8. But David Whitaker took it straight ahead on the quarterback draw. See that? You complete one pass, and it opens up the quarterback draw.
Yeah. And it was a nice little flat pass, a safe pass, and a long handoff, and Lorain made good on it.
So Maple Heights has 1:30 to go here in the first half. And, of course, they will get the ball to come out to start the second half. Well, we have a minute, Tom, and we've had nothing but minutes in this first half. I'd like to thank Zach Baraga and Jeff Torres for getting out here and working the cameras and making sure we had all the shots that we need, along with their instructors, Joseph Bach and Terrence Trout. As on this Thursday afternoon, the first day of fall, and
we have fall weather.
I was going to say the weather gods let us know that it was the first day of fall. Had to break out the hoodie for the first time.
My guess is Maple is going to put the ball in the air.
Well, they have shown that they want to throw it long, but you better know where Kendall Matthews is first, last, and always. There's the bubble screen that they attempted once before. Nicely read.
Yes.
By 23, Brandon Serrano. Loss is going to be about 4. Now, one thing we know is that neither team is going to do much stopping the clock. Maple's out of timeouts. The Titans have 1. So the clock is ticking. It'll be at a minute when they snap this one. There comes a blitz, forcing. They want to go long. He pointed, and he let it go. Simultaneous possession to the offense.
Actually, he took it away because it's a battle for the ball.
Whitsett had it. I think also there was McCoot. He wants to throw long. He points.
Actually, I think Lorain had the interception.
He did, but I think they had it more or less simultaneously, and he outfought. He had the leverage as the taller player and was able to pull it over his head. Blitz there causes a wobbler.
That was a nice coming way off the corner.
That was Diaz, who not only hit the QB but took the blocker into him. And that ball spun off of his hands with 30 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 37 for Maple.
This is the situation where everyone's worrying about the pass, but you still have to have some linebackers spying on Matthews.
You better know where Matthews is.
Yeah. We always used to have who's the spy backer? Who's the spy backer? Yeah.
Well, and it's tough to spy a quarterback like this with a backer because this is a wide receiver playing quarterback.
Kind of like his coach in Washington.
Snap back, swing pass. That is Thomas.
Nice tackle.
Thomas kept in bounds after a short
him.
gain. And the clock ticks. We're under 18 as they try to get set.
Yeah, this is not a.
Going to call it a gain. Looks to me to be a gain of 1, although the box didn't move. Titans motion their safeties deeper over the middle, all alone. And you know how open he was, Tom?
Yeah, Denny's.
Yep, Devin Morgan. So that'll do it. That was we've got an injured Mustang, but we've played 2 quarters at the George. Lorain 8, Maple Heights 6. Back with more after this timeout. All set to start the second half here at George Daniel, and you can see the sun peeking out between the clouds on this first day of fall 2022. Lorain scored late to go up on Maple Heights 8-6 in freshman football. Maple will start the ball at the 35. Tom, without the kickoff here at this level, I can't believe that our grandchildren are going to ever see a kickoff in football. It's just the most dangerous play there is. Yeah. Kendall Matthews is the quarterback, number 2. He calls for the snap, wants to throw. The slant was covered, so he motions a man downfield and overthrows Terrence Whitsitt. Nice adjustment not throwing into coverage by Matthews.
Yeah, he breaks contain, but he's dangerous. He's a dangerous runner. Yes. As a ninth
I'd
grader,
much rather see him throw it than run it.
I don't know what they have on the varsity level, but I'm sure we're going to see him for 3 more years. Yeah, the way he can play.
They don't have heights and weights on the freshman roster. In fact, we've got to thank Brian Corey for getting them in numerical order, because I'm sure they were put in alphabetical because the numbers come after the names. So 2nd and 10, straight back, overthrowing Whitsitt. He had Jail Diaz out there, and I think that Matthews saw him and said, no, I'm not going to take that chance. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Now, what do you fear most here, Tom, if you're the Titan defense?
The quarterback keeping the ball is what I fear every time he touches the ball.
Something good that's happened for Lorain here is the ball is in the middle of the field.
Yeah, because they like that
they like
long side,
yes,
short
they
side.
Do.
How Lorain balances their defense.
So 8:49 to go in the third quarter. Matthews on 3rd and 10 waits for the snap. It's a low one. Throws into traffic. Picked off. What an athletic play this is. What an athletic play Paris Chapman made, and delivers a blow and goes out of bounds inside the 10.
That wasn't a stiff arm. That was a stiff shoulder.
Now, Tom, what I remember is when Matthews picked off the pass in the first half, it was Chapman that made the tackle and then helped him up. Now, this time, it's Matthews making the tackle, but look at this. Boom. Okay for you. And out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8.
What a catch, though.
Just a super athletic play. Joe, do you have another one? Can we see the replay again?
Because they're on a.
As the guys come out, here it is again. Look at this catch. Up with one hand, tips it to himself, catches it with the other hand, pulls it in, and away we go. And here we are on the 8-yard line. Whitaker is behind center. Diaz is to his left and behind him. Motion. Snap back. That was the...
Was that a direct snap?
I believe it was.
I seen him practice that. I didn't think it could.
Caden Rosario. Well, anyhow, it didn't fool anyone.
I didn't think they could ever pull it
off. First off, the hesitation after it. Here we'll see it again. Yes, it was. And Rosario stopped on his way around end. Yeah. And then everybody knew where the ball was.
Jet sweeps are supposed to be a
deceptive.
You got to be a speed play. You got to outrun.
And very seldom do you want to snap it to someone in motion because they can't be going full speed. So now it's 2nd and 11. I like the concept.
Okay, everyone is widening out over here, stretching that defense. But
it's going to get 5 back.
Yeah,
one of the Mustangs came out of his halter there and jumped.
Well, I seen the linebackers were scooching over. Right. I think they're expecting a wide.
All right. So
that
takes
play.
It down to the 7. Still 2nd down. Well, that's actually the 6. Snap straight ahead, give. Diaz in a scrum near the goal line.
Well, there's a fumble, but I think he was down. I think he was called down.
Well, it's going to be inside the 1 if this gentleman on the near side is to be believed. It's going to bring up third. Now, Tom, we were on the other side of this in the second quarter as we were scrimmaging this far away from home. Now we got about a foot to get it in, and here's where the shotgun makes things a little bit more difficult. Whitaker's lined up at the 5. Snap back, whistle. Now the center's going to be lined up at the 5. Oh, no, it's offsides, Maple Heights.
Again, that was the same thing that happened down there. They had to move it an inch.
Yeah, now they're going to turn it sideways because you can't get much closer than this.
So you have to snap the ball back 5 yards to gain an inch. But
right, and this is what you can't. This is what makes it hard to run the quarterback sneak.
Yes, yeah.
Is 50 years ago you'd have the quarterback under center, pitch the center, and just the two of them would move.
We always call them goose sneaks.
Yep, straight ahead. That's the same concept. He got back to the line.
I think he might even lose a foot. Yeah.
We're talking about splitting hairs as to how close it is. It's going to be 4th down and 1, though. Now, if you're going to run that play with a 5-yard head start, you got to get down lower. Now, here comes Allen, who's kind of the outside guy to Diaz. He's lined up. Okay, now we're set. Snap back. Wants to keep it. Whitaker,
I think he made it
to the house. Nice block there by Terreno Allen Jr. And with 5:56 to go in the third quarter, Whitaker goes in from, we'll call it 1 yard because you have to put that on the stat sheet, but the only thing you could put on that amount of space would be a spaghetti factory because everything else is too wide. Now the Titans will move it to the near side. And this is a kind of a big play early here because the Titans are still up 1 possession at 14-6.
Yeah.
This is to make it a 2-possession game.
A 2-pointer here would really, really, really change.
I mean, it was early in the third quarter.
Concept, yeah.
But what a big play first off on that interception by Paris Chapman, getting us back inside the 10 for their first possession of the half. And then the 4th down conversion by Whitaker. Whitaker wants to throw. Whitaker throws, tipped up in the air, intercepted, but that's a ball dead in high school.
If we were in college level, we'd still be chasing him, I think.
Quentin Rose, number 33, ended up with the ball that was deflected. So with 5:56 to go in the third quarter, the Titans by 8 at 14-6.
Well, we mentioned some of the coaches. I seen Justin Sturgill signaled every play, but now little Johnny
McDermott,
he's signaling in all the defensive plays.
As I call him, McDermott 2.0. His dad is out there in the gray.
Yeah.
And
that's the old wisdom on
you know what's funny about that? John McDermott was a student when I taught at Lorain High, and John McDermott Jr. was a student of mine at Longfellow.
Oh, really? Yeah. Did he eventually went over to Clearview?
Yes.
He played football at Clearview, if I'm not mistaken. And went on to some called Muskingum, maybe?
I think Muskingum.
Muskingum, maybe. And Sturgill went on to Mount
Union.
So we got some young bucks who are enthusiastic.
Justin's last year at Mount Union, he was a student coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
He told me the story. He said, "Well, I wasn't good enough to play, so they made me a coach."
All kind of experience.
Yes,
yeah,
that's a heck of a program.
Yeah.
That's breaking the bone. Yep, there's a tackle move.
Yeah, that takes you down to 15. So does that make Maple think that they have to throw the ball?
Well, Kevon Stewart came in motion, and as he set, Josh Griggs, number 30, who was the tackle right in front of him, flinched. Or maybe the tight end, I guess.
Yeah, because I think they're going to run the same play. You'll see that number 11, Stewart coming running over here that wing so they can kind of seal that side. Yeah, but
they ran. Ball on the ground. Stewart lands on it, but going to be another loss on the low snap. Now, both teams today have struggled snapping the football.
Yeah.
But you know what? You still do it. Braden Buchanan Banks, who was injured for a minute in the first half, was one of the Titans in there along with Ramel Martin to cover that. But now it's third and 18. Oh, it is second down because the first penalty. Loss was the penalty. Thank you. 5:20 to go. The clock stopped. No, now it's running again. I was going to say the clock stopped, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Clock operator had to sneeze. Double wing to the near side. It's the quarterback keep. He's got the corner.
And more.
And there's the old friends.
Yeah.
Chapman and Matthews come together for at least the third time. Chapman knocked Matthews out of bounds, but the gain was a good 15 yards. It's going to make it 3rd and 3.
I still think he's the most dangerous.
I don't want him carrying the ball. I'd much rather have him throw it.
Yeah. He has a nice pass.
Not that he's not going to hurt us through the air some,
but he's tended to overthrow the last couple, and that's not helpful for them.
When you throw the ball at this level, you have to have a great play at both ends. And the Titans have been able to pick him off on 2 great plays. Gives straight ahead, close to the first down. They're going to move it because all he had to do was get to the stick. That was Kevon Stewart, number 11, straight ahead. And that'll make it a first down. Yeah. Martin there again, along with Jamius Gaines, number 38, and Brandon Serrano, the 2 linebackers in the middle there. 1st and 10 for Maple. They trail 14-6. We're under 4.5 in the third quarter of this 9th grade game. There's the quarterback keeper, student body left, we've called it, and ahead for another first down before going out of bounds is Kendall Matthews. They're just overmatching us.
I think they are.
With numbers. Because he's the quarterback.
And at this level, it's hard to see from the field. But
okay, there's a flag, though.
And they brought it back 5 yards. That has to be someone moving, doesn't it?
I think it's an illegal substitution from the signal.
I didn't recognize it.
Unfortunately, on Thursday afternoons when there's nobody upstairs for him to signal with, sometimes the signals are a little quick. But I did see the back judge with his the fist on the chest.
Okay.
Which means they may have had 12 in that play, which was why it worked. So 1st and 15. There's a give. Getting the corner is Stewart. Going to get back a couple of the penalty yards and kept in bounds. Once again, Chapman up from safety to make a play. Give him a yard.
We're not saying anything about Stewart not being a good runner, but he is not the kind of runner that
they're totally
is.
Different. They're totally different kinds of runners.
Matthews has that deceptive speed. He turns that bend.
Matthews is the guy you don't want to see him in an open field.
No.
And it's not because he's breaking a lot of tackles. It's because they're just not tackling him. He's that deceptive. He's the spins and the jukes and the cuts. And now they overload the far side. 2 wings and a wide receiver out there. Single receiver to the near side on 2nd and 14.
See, I like over here they have, I don't know exactly who the.
Well, they're going to come this way. There it is. Behind the defense and bobbling and drop. That was Whitsett again. He was covered back there.
Micah, was that Micah covering him?
McCoot, number 18. They've gone, and Whitsett looks like he's got a little bit of a leg cramp.
Yeah.
He's going to.
He was open until we had some defense.
Well, the ball made the ball in the air, and McCoot made the closing move and then got there together. And Whitsett still looked like he might come down with that. Bobbled it once, bobbled it twice, and then the contact eventually caused it to hit the turf. So 3rd and 14 for Maple Heights. Snap back, going to throw. He got the same pattern, but he overshoots the receiver Nakari Gay that time, and he was really behind the hold. If that ball had been on target, we'd be lining up to see if they can tie it. So 4th and 14. And this is one of those things, Tom, where the Titans better take a safety a step farther back on these plays because they're going to keep running it up. They only got to hit one. And if they do, it's a touchdown because they've had a guy behind us. Now it's short punt formation for Maple. Titans have Chapman back.
I don't know if this wide receiver got set, but
spinning kick going to hit at the 40, kick out of bounds, which is the best thing for all concerned. Titans will take over at their 42. Back-to-back good possessions for the Titan defense there. First, the turnover inside the 10, and then stopping on downs, after, which basically was a 3-and-out with the penalty. And Lorain will have good field position with 2:37 to go in the 3rd quarter and a 14-6 lead.
I'd like to see him have this drive at least take you into the 4th quarter.
I'd just like to see him take it into the blue area.
Oh, yeah. I like
I like points. Maple scored first. It was 6-0 for most of the first half. Titans came back late on a 4th down pass and run, and then an 8-yard conversion run to make it 8-6 at the half. First series of the 3rd quarter, Titans intercepted and had the ball on the 8. Snap up high, give wide. This is Chapman. Chapman's got about a yard before he meets a lot of the Maple Heights defenders. Jamari Taylor Tatum, number 12 there.
He had a blocker out here, but the Maple kid never turned around, and it was wise that he didn't block him because it'd be from behind for the penalty.
The play just took too long. Now there's a timeout on the field, and Lorain wants to talk things over at 2nd and 8. Justin Sturgill's going to go out and meet with the offense. Love the enthusiasm on the sideline of the coaching staff.
You know, if we talked about the 8th graders leading 22-0 against a Cleveland Heights team that is just as large as them.
Right.
And this 9th grade, in 2 years, they're all going to be combined as the Lorain varsity.
Right. And what you've got good numbers. You've got about 30 to 35 on the 8th grade roster as well. And if you can start with that number in 9th grade, and you're going to lose some along the way, but if you start with 35 and end with 25 as seniors, all of a sudden you've got a 50 player, 11th and 12th grade class.
What I would like to see when this team moves up with some of the sophomores and juniors that are playing, they don't have to make those 9th graders play varsity football.
Right.
Let those 9th graders who are play them just like these 9th graders are playing.
Yeah, we were forced last year because we didn't have anybody with experience. Snap back, Allen gets it in the backfield, and they knew that was coming. Now there's a flag.
Is that unsportsman on somebody?
It
has to be after the flag.
The Maple Heights players are clapping. Personal foul. I can't tell. Holding is what it looked like.
Okay.
It was in the wide receiver mix out there, which was not at all relevant to the play. And it is going to be a 15-yard mark-off back inside the 30 to the 27.
Did he single personal foul with a horse collar? I mean, he grabbed behind his neck.
I think it was a little pushing and shoving afterwards, and it might have been something like that. Not sure. All I saw was Devin Morgan, number 9 for Maple Heights, clapping when the flag hit the ground. So it's third and a lot. Snap back. Whitaker throws it into the ground as he was trying to get away from
number 6
pass rush.
Jamari Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had Allen out here on what looked to be the timing on what looked to be these screen type plays, and one of the hardest things that you can do, because the concept of hold them for a second and then release turns into I don't have to block them at all, and then the quarterback's running for. Now this has been an adventure.
He's back.
Jail Diaz. Okay, now we've still got people running onto the field. 5. We've got too many.
No, we're missing a lineman.
Okay, he's the 5th. No, we've still got too many. They've got 6 linemen, don't they? Yep.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers and 4 back there. I count 12. High snap. Diaz fields it. Low kick. Picked up. That's the thing you got. Look who picked it up. Kendall Matthews, number 2. The last guy on the field you want to see have with the football. Made a good football play there, recognized that nobody was paying attention to that, and picked it up and took off. And,
well,
the penalty, the lack of production in the punt return, turned the field to the point where Maple Heights is in the red zone to start this possession.
One thing because of a lack of punting a lot, did you see the Lorain player try to avoid touching the ball?
Right.
Thinking, I can't touch the ball, not knowing the difference between offense and defense, touching the ball and all those kind of things.
Andrew Thomas, number 23, gets ahead on a inside run for about 6 for Maple. Titans need to stiffen up here as we go into the final minute of the third quarter.
There's that
fully
number.
Loaded gun. There's the give. Same play near side,
Fumble.
dropping the football, and the Titans have that one.
I don't know who recovered it, but
well, let's credit first off Big 99 Amari Malone for causing it. And then let's credit Avery Martin, 19, for falling on it.
Yeah. Now they have to run the clock so they don't have to punt again until mid-fourth quarter, I'm hoping.
Right. Yeah, because what wind there is in their faces this quarter.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a punt yet that's been affected by the wind. Titans go back out, but now it's on offense. Another good stand by the defense. If you looked at charted the field position in this game and said that Lorain's only given up 6, you can win a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whitaker's got him out there. Diaz. Well, Whitaker keeps it. Whitaker out to the 15 for a gain of...
He's still going.
Oh, he is still going. Okay. I don't know how he got out of there. I think the official even started to spot the ball. And all that's going to be about a 5-yard gain and get us under 30 seconds in the third quarter.
Actually, you don't have to take a snap until the fourth quarter and let them go in the other direction. See, look at Maple, though. Maple has, 1, 2, 3, so they got 4. They got 7 up on the line in the box.
7 in the box for sure. And that is going to, we're not going to run a play. So we've played 3 at the George. Titans 14, Maple Heights 6. Back with more after this timeout.
got 9 minutes.
Back here at the George, 9 minutes to go in this freshman football game. Titans on top 14-6. Come out 2nd and 5 after recovering a Maple Heights fumble in the red zone. Gained 5 on a first down run. And I still don't know how he got out of that tackle. Whitaker on a keeper. Looked like he got 2 and then got away and looked like he might get more. Ended up with 5. Snap back. They're going to run it. He's going to fake it. That was the zone read, and he made a good read. Only got back to the line of scrimmage. What he's making the read, but once he's got to commit to that read, and he's got to go. Yeah. The sense of urgency a couple times on different plays, like the jet sweep the last possession. Once you've got it, go.
You go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So 3rd and 5. This is a big play right here.
Well, I see Whitaker comes out of the game.
Well, we do have a different quarterback. This is Allen in their version of
or Chapman.
Isn't that 7 behind it? Chapman's next to him. That's
okay.
Chapman with the ball. Chapman goes wide. Chapman's got the corner of the first down and more outside the 30. Stopped the clock for the first down at the 34. And that was a totally different backfield. That was Chapman taking a handoff from Allen.
I wonder.
And Whitaker's over here with his helmet off.
Is he hurt? Maybe.
He looks like he's trying to sneak back in. He's telling coaches he's ready.
He might have a cramp. Who knows?
Yep. So 1st and 10 for Lorain. 8 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Going to be a keeper here for Allen. Allen cuts behind a blocker. Going to lose a yard. Now what this does, and as I see Whitaker come back.
Because Allen is slow getting up.
Not getting up. I was going to say, but what that does with your backup quarterback in is that really closes the box.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody out there that believes that's anything ever going to be in the air.
No.
So it's loss of 1, 2nd and 11. The injured player for Lorain, Torino Allen Jr., as well as an injured player for Maple Heights, but the Maple Heights young man's got a cramp.
Yeah.
You can tell because the coach is trying to stretch that out. Tracy Menges, she's wanting commissions today. Hobbling to the sidelines is Andrew Thomas, 23 for Maple Heights, and you can see his legs getting looser as he walks.
That's what cramps do.
Yes.
I'm worried a little bit about Torino here is he hasn't moved much except to roll over.
Well, here's the situation game-wise. 7:50 to go. Lorain has scored the last 14 points, and now Allen is sitting up. Lorain scored the last 14 points to come back from a 6-0 deficit that could have been much worse, as the entire first quarter was played in the Titan red zone.
Yeah.
And a couple of defensive stands really, kept this game in hand till the offense could find a way. A turnover led to a touchdown right before the half for Lorain, and a converted 2-point conversion of the 8-yard variety after a motion penalty. Made it 8-6 at the half. Titans intercepted Maple Heights' pass and ran it back to the 8-yard line to start the third quarter. And from there, took it in on 4th and 1, and that's where we stand at 14-6. Now it's 2nd and 11. Whitaker is back in. He's got Diaz and Chapman on either side. Whitaker hands to Chapman, and that's...
Yeah, they just have too many people in the box that you have to loosen that up somehow.
Yeah, and You know, we're sending the two backside linemen downfield.
Yeah.
But the pursuit, because it's being boxed in and not being able to get outside, it's the backside pursuit that's also helping to destroy the play. 3rd and 16 now.
They have 8 people up there now.
Snap back, give, near side, Diaz. He's not going to get much. He's going to get run out of bounds after another loss.
Yeah.
Now the play we all fear the most. They're going to put it back on the 25, so it's 4th and 19, and it's time to punt.
It looked like they got Diaz punting. He wasn't the first.
Well, he did not punt the first time, but he has punted every time since. Long snapper is Bryce Lowe, number 77. That snap back is good. Waist high. There's a punt. He got into that one over the head of the return man, and what a bounce.
What a roll.
Wow, we said you can't do this. And then fumble out of bounds. Tom, we said you can't turn the field over with the punt.
No, that punt was probably, 30 yards, and it rolled for another 30?
That punt went out of bounds at the 14. The punt started at the 25. So 61 yards on the punt. You can't do this in 9th grade football. There's the leg extension. Boy, he got up into that one, and it rode up into the wind.
Yeah.
And that's the first time today we've had a punt affected by the wind, and then trying to pick it up and save. And fortunately for that return man, who was the quarterback, Matthews, it went out of bounds. Because if that ball had stayed in bounds, we might be lining up for on offense, because I don't think you can return a muff.
But actually, I don't think that was considered a muff, because I think he tried to pick it up and run with it.
But I don't know if you can advance. Well, we won't know. But here's that man again, Matthews, and he's stopped and taken out of bounds by J.L. Diaz, who just punted it to him. Now, if you've sensed a theme here, it's that Kendall Matthews, number 2 for Maple Heights, is involved in pretty much everything. He was the punt returner. He's the quarterback. He's played
big
safety.
Defense. Yeah.
And he's back in the backfield with Stewart next to him on his left. Calls for the snap. Goes back to throw. Over the middle. Has a man. Shepard was open. Got a first down out to the 30.
Yeah, so the clock will stop
just long enough to move the chains. 6:11 to go. Plenty of time, because you're only down by 1 score and a conversion. But you can get that in 1 possession. Snap back. Again, wanting to throw out this near side. Same play. Intercepted, taken away. Wow.
Is that Diaz?
Wow, what a deep play by J.L. Diaz. He went through the receiver to take the ball away. We had simultaneous possession earlier, and the Maple Heights receiver wrestled it away from Lorain. Watch this, Tom.
Yeah,
there it is right there. The catch, and Diaz just went over top of him. And when things came around, and fortunately I think we didn't have replay.
Yeah.
Because I think he finished pulling that away from the receiver as the receiver was hitting the ground. Titans will get the ball on the 21 in a sensational interception.
Well, it's good for the goose, good for the gander.
And now we've got another.
That's a
Mustang down there, and I think one of his fetlocks might be a little bit cramped up.
You better explain that. This is not farm community.
It's not farm community? That's what horses have. Hind legs and 4 legs. Look at that. Wow, what a defensive play. And Diaz.
And they got 83 who's out in front of him threw a block.
93, Braden
90.
Buchanan Banks.
Yeah.
He turned into a runner pretty quick. And the Titans, all of a sudden, with the ball knocking on the door at the 21. Injured player was Terrence Whitsitt, and he's been cramped up a couple times tonight. I'm hoping that that's what this is.
All it is.
I hope. First and 10 for Lorain on the quick change. Miller has him over the ball.
I see what Lorain's doing. They're trying to spread everyone out with trips on one side. Get as many people out of the box as you can.
And Julian Turner, their taller wide receiver, is over here single covered. Now they swing a safety back to the near side.
So I think a little run left.
Give that one.
Oh, man, 95.
That was sniffed out from the get.
Antonio Hardaway, I don't know if anyone touched him coming through there.
I think that they're just shooting. Yeah, nobody touched him. And again, I think, what you're coached to do on the backside of those plays is to go downfield, but they've got it. That's the backside man shooting a gap on an angle. They are shooting the wide side of the field every time.
Yeah.
And the strong side of the formation as it stands, because they've been one and the same.
Yeah, I don't know if I would
Now Martin comes over here to balance the formation. He's on the wing. 2nd and 14, gives straight ahead. Down inside the 20. That's Diaz down to about the 17.
Here's a time you got to protect the ball, because I see.
That was sliding.
They're trying to take the ball away from him. If you see, everyone's grabbing in there for him. That's what coaches are yelling right now, 2 hands on the ball.
4:37 to go. It's 4-down territory, obviously. Titans were in motion. The wide receiver was 2 yards downfield when the ball was snapped because he lined up there and was backing up. So now, if you're Maple Heights, you have a decision to make, or do you? Is it pre-snap penalty?
Don't you have to take it?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, pre-snap penalty. Titan wide receiver moved too soon. And so they'll take it back 5, because quite a decision there between 4th and 6 or 3rd and 11. I mean, you get 2 plays because you're not going to punt, and you're not going to do anything other than go for it on 4th down. 4:24, the clock running. Whitaker and Diaz. Everybody moved but the center.
Yeah, I see.
So that's going to take it back another 5.
See, Martin was all the way down into the end zone looking for the pass.
But that's okay because Whitaker was looking for the snap. Now, I don't know what the mix-up was there. Timeout Maple Heights. See, with 4:12 to go, each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Decision time in a lot of things here. If you put it up in the air, you can stop the clock. If you keep it on the ground, you force them to stop the clock.
Right. Yeah.
On the other hand, you need
a lot of yards.
15 yards.
Yeah.
You need to get down to about the 11, and you are on the 27. So you need 16 yards.
They haven't tried that little flat pass that I think they scored on.
They scored on.
Yeah. If I was going to throw a pass, that may be the only one I would throw, because they don't have a whole lot of time. Not the way they're bringing.
Well, and Maple Heights right now is sending everybody but the coaches. As we look at this, we used to laugh about this and call it the LEL defense.
Yeah.
We're going to send more than you have and just dare you to beat our guys one-on-one in the 2 seconds you have. Now look at how many they have. They're spread out a little bit more. 6, 7, 8 in the box. Now 2 backs off.
Yeah.
Snap back. Whitaker's in trouble. Whitaker's going down at the 36.
They're bringing him way off the corner. No one's
touching. I mean, there's just, and it's not anybody's missing an assignment.
No one's out there.
It's that they don't have enough bodies.
Right.
There's 8 and there's 6 counting the running back. So we don't have enough to block 8, and he is coming untouched. And it did look like they wanted to throw that pass to Allen. Yeah. Now it's 4th and so much that I would run the ball here just to keep the clock running. We're under 3:35 as they huddle, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just run it down and call a timeout.
No,
3:22. They're in certainly no hurry. Now a substitution issue.
Come on, you got to take the snap.
Timeout, Lorain.
Yeah. I hate to waste timeouts.
You know what? That's not a bad one. I could see the back judge counting.
Oh, no, you had to take it there. You don't want the penalty. I seen the back judge there. That's why I want him to take the snap and keep that clock running. But
unfortunately, the late substitution, Ammons came in late, whether it was a change in personnel package, but as he came in and skidded to a stop, he was offsides. So they had to give him a chance to get reset. You see some of the Titan varsity players up in the band bleachers over by the blockhouse watching this game and waiting for dinner in the Browns game.
Mm-hmm.
Ball is on the 36. Titans need 25 here. If you're going to pick up 25, you might as well get the whole thing and just end the suspense. 3:08 to go. Now the clock is going to stop, assuming you don't make it. The clock is going to stop on a change of possession, so pass or run makes no difference here, other than maybe a more risky play is to put the ball in the air. Now, near side here, nobody is guarding Anthony Frazier. Now they walk somebody out. Do what you've done, fellas. Diaz with the ball in the hole. Cuts inside down near the original line of scrimmage at the 22. Okay. 14 yards there.
That was
which was fine.
Yeah. That was
clock
nice.
Stops at exactly 3 minutes to play while they reset the chains.
I'm still, as a coach, telling my people to worry about Matthews keeping the ball.
Oh, yeah, that's who I want to find is number 2 and the football. And if they're together, then I want to get there quick and in a bad mood.
Listen to the varsity chanting.
Is that where it's coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Listen to them, yeah. Good to see. And hear. Snap back, student body right. Corner and more, and out of bounds. That stops the clock. Took 5 seconds. Got 6 yards.
Be nice if he could tackle them in bounds and let them worry about 20 seconds off the clock. See, now
all of a sudden, the whole game they've been looking wide side. Now the sideline is their friend.
Yes.
Getting out of bounds and stopping the clock. Same formation, same strength of the field. Now Whitsett comes up out wide here on the near side. Snap back, wanting to throw. Now turning and running, cutting it up inside. It's going to have a first up ball. Yeah, he was
down. I'm sure he was down.
Yeah,
the clock has stopped
because of the first down. They're moving the sticks.
Yep.
That play took 10 seconds.
And they're cut
now
wide.
The hometown chain crew's got to have a little bit more sense of urgency here. Clock is ticking now, as I guess they started it when the box was. Signaling the plays in is what's taking some time. We're down under 2:20 when the ball is snapped. Snap back, going to keep it to the near side. Breaks contain, out on the wing.
And went
Knocked
out of bounds.
At the 50.
Yeah.
Pushed out by Rosario, Caden Rosario, 21. But the clock is stopped there at midfield, and it's 2:11. And, Tom, do you have the feeling this is going to come down to
an extra point stop?
Yeah, conversion?
Yeah, I tell you
really
what, I think that
football.
Matthews, he went out of bounds knowing he was going to get pushed out of bounds, so he went out there and tried to fight for that
Now
extra
he comes
yards.
out on the wing. Look at this. He's the wide receiver to the near side. Whitset is the quarterback. Snap is back. He's going to run student body left. He goes down inbounds behind the line at the 49. Upended there. And there was Paris Chapman, among others, on the play. Nice job by the wide side of the Titan defense, not giving up the sideline and keeping the clock running. And we're down under a minute 45 as they line up. Minute 40, and they still haven't snapped it. Snapped it at a minute 36. Short side of the field again, going out of bounds is Matthews. He got what he could. He didn't get the first down, but the time is more important at a minute 32. Maple has 2 times out. Surprised they didn't use one there when it was tackled inbounds.
Yes, when Winsett carried the ball. That was a strange call.
Because they took their most dangerous guy and put him out wide.
And didn't throw.
No. If they had somebody else that could throw, Matthews would be the running back.
Yeah.
Minute 32 to go. Snap. Going to follow his wide receiver to the short side. Gets the first down the sidelines. Steps out inside the 30. You know, Tom, you hear all the time about guys in their development, and they say the game slowed down for me.
Yeah.
I see that when I'm watching Kendall Matthews, is right there.
Yeah.
He wasn't in any hurry. He made his move behind his blockers, went down the sideline, and very casually stepped out of bounds. Play took 6 seconds, and they're inside the 30.
If I'm coaching this team, I take 97, who's the end, and move him out 3 more yards wider to make Kendall have to maybe cut back into the traffic.
If I'm coaching Maple Heights, I'm going to run the ball to the right with the quarterback every play.
Every play.
I can get to the sidelines with it,
They have no contain. Who's the corner out there?
There it is again. It's just
and
the
he's
same
getting
play.
blocked. See, the corner gets
out of bounds again, and
the
down to 120.
The slot man's getting blocked, so therefore there's no one out there to contain.
And okay, we'll take 7 and we'll go out of bounds.
Yeah.
And we'll tee it up again with the clock stopped. Personnel adjustment now. Gabe Cardona, 34, in the middle. Well, Serrano comes out holding his hand in pain, and we've got a timeout. Was this a Lorain timeout, Tom?
I don't think so.
Okay, the scoreboard says that Maple took it. Which is interesting. They used one with the clock stopped.
Yeah.
When they didn't use one a minute ago on the clock when the clock was running. So 80 seconds left, 22 yards for Maple Heights, and a 14-6 lead for Lorain. You know what this game has been really haven't had a lot of is penalties in terms of the holdings and the illegal blocks and things.
A couple jumps offside, a few things like that, but
very, very few, and really, very, very few.
I give credit.
I'm trying to call on the football gods to give me an offensive holding here, as obviously We want everybody safe, but we want the Titans on top when it ends.
I
This
don't.
is WLCS.
I don't think Maple's going to run the ball up the middle. That's why I would widen my line
Well,
way
the
out.
linebacker on the far side has walked over there. That's Allen, number 7. Now the running back is to the near side, signaling that something different might be he's going to run it up the middle. He's going to have a first down. He's going to be inside the 15 at the 14. Kendall Matthews, that sure looked like a design quarterback draw. And again, the game, he's playing at a different speed.
They signal, here's
now the clock starts with 1:10. Snap back. Cutting it up, cutting it back. He's going to score. Into the house goes Kendall Matthews with 59 seconds on the clock, and it's a 14-yard run. With 59 seconds, although the clock has continued to run.
Oh, they didn't
Well, they're spotting it for the extra point. What are they doing? I'm not sure. The clock should have stopped 13 seconds ago. They definitely signaled touchdown with 59 seconds to go. There it is.
It's on the clock right now.
59 back on the clock, so it's 14-12. The points aren't up yet either. That's what the issue is. I don't think that the clock operator realized that they'd scored. Because the clock started again. It's down to 56. There's 14-12. The extra point, they moved the ball to the right hash mark. That might have been some part of the confusion. Now, what do you think they're going to do here, Tom? Do you think they're going to run the quarterback to the short side? Well, they've put the back to the near side, and now they switch him over.
Yeah.
He has been the lead blocker. You just follow 11, you find 2. There it is. He's going to get to the corner.
Yeah.
And they got the official. And even when you know it's coming, if you run it well enough, it's going to work. And that's what happened right there. Everybody on the, in the place knew they were going to run right to that pylon, and they just got there.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, he didn't need 4 because he wouldn't have got there. Let's look at it. Wide. He just taking his time getting the angle, and he got to the pylon.
And that's where he aimed for, and that's what he made.
That's all he needed to do.
Yeah.
And so we're tied at 14 with 56 seconds to go here. Now, what we need to know, everybody to know, is that there's no overtime here. We can end at 14.
Yeah.
Which, to me, would affect my strategy. Okay? I would be running this football. The last thing in the world I want to do is, I've got 65 to go on offense, but they've only got 35 to go on defense. So I want to see if I can break a run. And we've got some players that can do that, certainly, in Allen and Whitaker in the backfield. Now, the problem is everybody but the bus drivers inside the box. Whitaker's going to throw. Whitaker lofts it wide. Nobody there. Now, that stops the clock. That took 9 seconds.
Yeah.
The clock stopped is not your friend when you are in your end of the field.
Especially if you have to punt the ball.
Because that's been an adventure. There's the give. That's Allen, bows it out. And they push him out. Oh, they kept him inbounds. There's the break of the afternoon right there, is that the clock runs. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
Yeah.
The clock is down to 33 seconds. The Titans are in some sort of a hurry for some reason.
I think they're going to try to score.
Well,
there'll be another pass coming.
I would certainly hand it off yet again. Whistle. timeout.
Maple?
Must be Lorain. Maple, So.
Who'd they signal? Maple or Lorain?
No, they signaled Lorain. 22 seconds to go here. Tom, we're a couple old math guys, so let's talk some probabilities here. The probability of scoring from 59 yards out via the run or via the pass here, which is greater? I think you have just as much of a chance, if not more, to score on the run.
Yes, yeah.
Because in order to score on the pass, it has to take a good pass, a good catch, and then a play after that.
Tackles, yeah.
Right. So and bad things can happen. Woody Hayes, when you pass the ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. And
if I threw the ball, it's going to be that little flat pass, and I hope he can break it.
And see, I'd much rather hand it to him and hope he can break it. Because I don't want to give them the ball back at all. And I'm not even sure if I'd punt on 4th down here.
No, not if you can run the clock.
Now, they have a timeout left, so they can stop it after a run, and we are going to throw it. And he's in trouble, and he's not going to throw it.
Do not throw the ball. Yeah.
So now, unless
they stopped it.
They stopped it at the 31-yard line. I'm not sure why. Did Maple Heights take a timeout?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, don't you think?
Well, the clock is down to 11. And
here's where you take the snap and run around. I don't know if they have that run around concept.
I'm not for that either.
You got to run 11 seconds off the clock somehow.
You can't unless you make a first down.
Yeah.
You cannot run 11 seconds off here without getting the ball upfield. The clock is going to stop after this play
as soon as
no matter what happens, because either Lorain is going to make a first down and the clock will stop to move the chains, or Lorain is not going to make a first down and the clock will stop on the chains of possession.
Lorain doesn't have too many 4th and 14 plays, though.
No. Well, they did score on 4th and 14
on
the
little pass
swing. Yeah, but I don't know that I'd want the ball in any place but in somebody's 2 arms. I wish we had the lonesome polecat, Tom. We'd spread everybody out and let
let them run
Whitaker
over there.
Run.
I think they're going to punt with Diaz as the punt man.
Well, the last time he punted, he kicked it 61 yards. Yeah. Now, the other end of that play is Matthews as the punt returner. He is at the 50-yard line.
They're short the personal protector.
Now we're auditioning for snappers. Now here comes another. They get set. Snap is high, pulled down. He's going to run it straight ahead. 35, 40. First down, Lorain.
My.
Now, did you happen to notice the number of the guy that took the snap?
Diaz.
Number 29?
Yeah.
Do you know the significance of number 29 in Lorain High football history?
I don't.
The guy that won the golden helmet down there on the sidelines.
Right. Justin Sturgill was a 29.
Played quarterback at number 29. They sucked him in with the high snap, and then just a very decisive run from J.L. Diaz. And now, although with the clock stopped at 8 seconds, you wish you could go under center, but you haven't worked on it. You can't. This is what you do. You play out of the gun. So just take the snap and kneel down, son. Oh, no. Airing it out. 4-3. Ball was intercepted with no time on the clock. Guess who? Number 2, Kendall Matthews.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if he drove the bus here.
Well, now let's – the Titans are going to come away tied at 14-all. Now, this play, put the ball in the air and take time off the clock is the theory, and he did. But the most explosive player on the other team And that's a great defensive play by the wide receiver.
Yeah, who was that? I can't see a number on him.
I think it was Dylan McCoot, or it could have been Anthony Frazier. It's definitely a 1. Oh, it's a 1 and a 9. Excuse me. It's Avery Martin. Okay, and we're going to wrap things up here. Kendall Martin's cramped up, and no wonder.
Yeah.
As the two teams get ready to shake hands in this game that had backs and forth, there is no winner, and maybe that's what should have happened, Tom.
Yeah. It was a great game by both teams.
Because Maple Heights, by all rights, could have been up 20 at the end of the first quarter. It was 6-0. And the Titans, on a turnover, went in and scored right before the half to go up 8-6. First series of the third quarter, Lorain intercepted a pass, took it down inside the 10, scored to go up, and then it was back and forth until that final drive, and you don't see ninth grade football teams working the clock the way they did.
The way they did
on that.
Yeah.
And that was a great athlete making plays and recognizing what the situation was.
Not only with his legs, but with his head too, because he knew exactly when to get out of bounds.
Yes, and then went down, and of course on the quarterback keep went in to tie the game at 14, and that's how we ended it. Both teams had Lorain had the ball the whole time until the last play and the interception. But lots of what could have beens in that one, Tom. What a fun freshman football game to do.
It was very much so. Yeah.
And I want to thank Zach Baraga and Jeffrey Torres once again for operating the clocks, and Joe Bach and Terry Trout behind them doing all the fancy stuff. And for my partner, Tom Bauer, this is Jay Ferguson reminding you that it is a great time to be a Titan.
Yeah.